reflexes like a mongoose on amphetamines. Waving his Wilson wand. Super scintillating and sensational from Sosa. It's tennis near the gods. No mortal may approach.
Welcome back to Tennis Near the Gods. I'm Alex, joined with my brother Nicholas over FaceTime. Nicholas, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I mean, we're a little bit late. I'm not going to lie, getting to these guys.
It is disappointing.
Very sad. I mean, it's a Wednesday. This probably won't get out till Thursday. I mean, normally we're on it. Normally we're on it Sunday night. But someone's been slacking, and I'll tell you, that has not been me.
You know what? We've got room for improvement, and we're going to get you there.
Room for improvement. Talk about that. I nailed last week. Nailed it. I mean, did I not say this was going to be Zverev's kind of upward trend? Laver Cup did it to him. He said it in an interview after one of his matches in Shanghai, and you're like, no, Alex. At first, we can check the tape. I said exactly this. Laver Cup helped him out. Towards the end of the year, the courts start to play faster. You're going indoors. His serve becomes 140 every single one, and then it's 128 out wide on the slice wide. It's absolutely massive. His game gets bigger. I mean, granted, he's still got the yips. The yips are still in there, but he's good enough to the point where I
think they're a little bit subdued now. It's subdued. He's starting to hit his forehand. He's starting to be really much more aggressive than he was earlier in the year.
He almost choked that Fed match away. If Fed did not play terribly, I mean, that was the most incredible almost flub I've ever seen.
All right. And then he backed it up in the semifinals, beating Matteo Berrettini 3-4, who had a huge tournament, reaching his maiden Masters 1000 semifinal, beating Roberto Bautista Agut.
Listen, Matteo Berrettini against Zverev on fast court. Zverev hits big enough where he can find the backhand right away.
Oh, no, I completely agree with you.
The ball's going to be zipping too fast. Berrettini can't find the forehand. I mean, there's a glaring one side is better than the other. And he also could not strike the forehand as well as he had been the entire tournament. He was missing a lot of, easy early ball misses.
Well, I mean, for Zverev, this is huge for him. He struck gold in this tournament, earning 600 points, and he jumps into 7th place. Better than a result last year, and he's, I think, more than 300 points ahead of Matteo Berrettini, who's 8th in the race to London, who bumped ahead of Roberto Bautista Agut.
Interesting stat from this weekend. It was his first top 10 win on the year.
Yes.
First top 10 win on the year. And when you think about it, I mean, wow. The guy is, what is he? 5 in the, he's seeded 5 in this tournament, but that means
so sixth in the world.
Right?
Yep.
And he had not beaten a top 10 player the entire year up until this point. Jeez. Little nutty there. Little nutty.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to lie. That's been a tough year for him. So he's coming through. And I think if he can make it into the O2, which I think he will, he could do some damage, dude. He could do some damage. Because Djokovic is, I don't know. I'm not sold on Djokovic. Granted, I am sold on Medvedev.
He produced a masterclass this tournament, yet again. He's won 18 sets in a row, 9 matches.
With the real thing that he has going for him, one, he doesn't miss. He's got this long frame, so he hunts down balls well, can stretch, make all those tough balls back. But then on top of that, he's 6'5", 6'4".
6'6".
6'6". He's got a big frame. So he's pounding serves down your throat. And then on your return games, he's not going to miss a ball. And then he has the gear where he can kick it up a notch and start slamming balls down your throat off the baseline too. And he doesn't miss there either. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
the one Achilles heel for him is playing a guy much more crafty, like a Kyrgios, like a Monfils, and like a Vasek Pospisil. Yes. And you saw that was his toughest match this tournament.
Not crafty. It's people who can take it to him. Craftiness is not going to outwin him because he's crafty. It's people who can take it to him. Kyrgios, not necessarily crafty. Kyrgios is just, you don't know what you're going to get. He can hit the ball through you at any second, and then he can finesse you too. But it's not the craftiness that gets it. I'd say Medvedev is very crafty. He gives you different spins. He's very uncomfortable to play with. And that's where I think where he's improved the most is his craftiness, is that he has won those points where it gets hectic and the ball's short and it's in these uncomfortable positions, and he finds a way to dig out that point. I think the players that give him the problem are they can take the issue to him and they can shrink the court. They can shrink the court that he's playing into, that they can come forward. Kyrgios doesn't need to come forward because he hits 150 miles an hour anyway and can hit through anyone if he theoretically wants to. Whether it's going to work or not is another thing. But he can do it. Vasek Pospisil, he's always going to win that match. I don't know what you're saying about that. Some matches you're not going to play as well as others.
Yeah, it gave Medvedev the fits. It was his only 2+ hour match. Every other match was an hour and a half.
I mean, it's the same thing. I could say, Hugo Dellien in the U.S. Open. I mean, he's really got the game to give Medvedev the fits.
No, that's completely different. But
he's not God. He's not going to play every match lights out. He's not. I'd say, yeah, it was one of the earlier matches in the tournament. He's going to work his way out. I mean, if anything, if you think about it, Zverev should be the one that should give him fits because Zverev's serving 140, but clearly not.
No, I mean, Zverev's not shrinking the court, as you said. I completely disagree with you there. He's playing straight up to Medvedev.
The guys who shrink the court are going to give him the problem.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
Like, Zverev's going to try to grind with him.
Yeah, and that's a problem. That's why he's never going to really be able to compete with him, at least right now.
Absolutely he can. He's got the serve to do it. He's got the backhand and the firepower to do it. He can do it. It's just, will he? He's got the weapons. I mean, his forehand can be massive too.
I think Medvedev is just too smart. He's a step above Zverev right now, at least. Right now. Yeah. We'll see what the future holds.
In the 0-2, I think Zverev could win it again. Just saying.
So I think it's consensus for both of us that we've got Zverev punching his ticket into the 0-2 already.
Yeah. I think Goffin.
I disagree with you there.
I think Matteo Berrettini.
What I see Goffin coming through because you see what he did in Tokyo. He reached the semifinals, losing to Djokovic. Then he comes into Shanghai, plays 2 very good matches against Gasquet and Kukushkin, loses to Federer in a very close match. Both matches were close against Fed and Djokovic. And now he's playing in Antwerp, where he's the 2 seed. The 1 seed is Monfils. And I see him taking the tournament. He's the player who's in the best form. He wins that tournament, takes the title in Belgium, and he moves up into 8th place, bumping Matteo Berrettini down.
No. Berrettini is going to do better in Paris. That's for one. Hard indoor. I think he does better.
I disagree. I completely disagree.
I don't think Goffin wins Antwerp. I think his first round matchup is tough. Humbert, indoors. Guy's got a crafty game. He's a big sweeping lefty serve. That's going to be a close match. Listen, Goffin probably wins it. I'll give you that. Then he has to play Peya. Peya has put together a couple wins. He actually looked at it, even though you could say, okay, it's Kwan 5-5. 5-5 is still a win. Straight sets win. Peya is a tough match because he has the lefty forehand that can whip Goffin on the court.
I disagree.
He's a good player. He's had a great year.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Right? He's confident. Then on top of that, I like Schwartzman.
Off of what backing?
Off what back? Schwartzman's a good player. To say Goffin is a lock to win Antwerp is like is not no.
I never said he was a lock, but I see him as the clear favorite right now.
You say Monfils. All right, Monfils, I say beat Goffin. Also, I say Stan Wawrinka could beat Goffin. Also, I say if Struff got there, that's another possible matchup. The guys who can take it to him. With the exception of Monfils could outgrind him, or he could do a lot of things. Monfils is Monfils. I don't think so. I think Berrettini gets the last spot.
Well, we'll see. I think a very interesting play by Roberto Bautista Agut. He skipped Moscow, which he normally plays in years past. He's played numerous years past.
With his ab.
Excuse me?
This guy's problem with his ab. He's not 100%.
He's not 100%. So he's taking a week off. Next week, he'll play Basel at 500. Then play Paris.
I forgot about Basel.
It's
Next
Vienna
week
and
are
Basel.
500s.
2 500s, exactly.
So that matters. All right, so the Antwerp doesn't matter right now.
I think it does. I mean, to place yourself in 8th place, if he's able to take the title, it's a huge advantage.
Vienna's up for grabs. I wonder what Berrettini plays.
Yeah, because he's not playing this week, is he?
You know what? That's the thing, because they have to do it like months in advance and sign up for tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing, so to see where he lands. We'll see. It'll be interesting, for sure. Very interesting. Wow. There's so much stuff going on. So much stuff going on. I'd say, when you look at the draws this week...
And I just want to point out, when you look at this first draw in Moscow, Daniil Medvedev just withdrew, so a lucky loser took his place. So Karen Khachanov is now the top seed in the tournament as the second seed, who just came through 7-6 in the third against Kohlschreiber.
I could see Rublev running through. Karen Khachanov played a good tournament.
Yeah, no, he did. In Shanghai.
And you know who's good? Murray against Fonini was unreal. So much fun to watch that match.
Yeah.
Murray's, I'll tell you, I was wrong in saying the hip may hold up for a while. But I don't think he'll do the thing that Fed did where he changes his game completely. He just doesn't have it. He has weapons, but he does not have that, like... Just, you have to appreciate what Fed has done. Because Murray will not be able to all of a sudden start being, instead of a counterpuncher, aggressive baseliner that comes forward all the time. It's not him.
No, of course not. But you remember, he's still only 32 years old. And Djokovic is the same age. And Djokovic is still...
32 years old with a nagging hip injury for the past, 3-4 years?
But Alex, I mean, you have to think... Yes,
that's not
yes.
a 32-year-old. Like, that's not...
Djokovic is also the same age, right? And he's still playing the same exact style.
The same age with not the same amount of injuries and not the same injury.
Yes, different injury.
Different injury.
But right? I'm not saying that he needs to repeat what Fed did or what Djokovic has done. Or Nadal, for that matter.
Murray's not going to be the same mover he was before.
I completely agree with you.
So you can't play the same counter-punching style to the extent that he did.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he's going to go out one year and earn 16,000 points and be one of the most dominant players ever on tour in a single year.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. That's what I got from Shanghai. I mean...
And Stefanos Tsitsipas putting together an incredible tournament. Winning
yes, we forgot to talk about the
3 matches. And defeating Djokovic. He's defeated Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer all this year.
Guy's got game. His forehand just comes alive. I was shocked that Djokovic lost.
Me too.
I was really shocked. I did not see that coming. I mean, Tsitsipas is a gamer, man. He shows up for those big moments. He beat Aliassime for the first time in the first round. That was a tough match. Then he has a war with Hurkacz. Just 3 grueling matches. And a tough one against Medvedev. But Medvedev, he doesn't miss. He's a Russian. Too tough.
Yeah, way too tough. I do my job, boom, done.
The thing about Tsitsipas' game that I like, he comes forward, he just surges forward. He's got all this energy that comes pressing against the opponent.
Yeah. And that's what he's doing so well at the beginning of the year.
And against Djokovic, he just looks like he's ready to come forward. Yep. His forehand, just everything he has is going after the guy. His offense feels like full tilt. Mm-hmm. Full tilt, and he's a big guy, so he takes up he's got a big wingspan, he can cover the net, and then on top of that, he can defend too. He digs out points. Mm-hmm. I mean, all these new guys are going to be so exciting for the future.
Yeah, and you see Yannick Sinner, he's playing, I believe, Guillermo Fils in the second round, an 18-year-old in Antwerp. So
nice
it'll be interesting. I know.
I mean, out of nowhere.
Yannick Sinner. Gotta put in a plug for him. After
downplaying. Just bang, and you're like, no, Yannick Sinner.
Look. I was wrong.
Just saying.
I'll admit
it.
Yes.
I said it.
And Fabio Fognini is playing this week in Stockholm. Another 250.
This week's 250s are weak. And
Yeah.
the seeds have bowed out already.
I'd say Moscow isn't weak. With you've got
Antwerp's not
Kachanov.
weak either.
You've got
It's really
Kachanov, Rublev. I like that.
I'm thinking more Stockholm because Dimitrov was the 2 seed and Dimitrov was 75 like 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's 20, whatever, it's a little bit different, but still.
But he just lost today to Sam Querrey.
Yeah. I mean, it shows you tennis is such a wacky sport. You can have one crazy, or you show up at the right moment and it can change your outlook on the year, even though he's had a terrible year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly.
And he can continue to stink up the joint for the rest of the year, and it wouldn't matter. Actually, I made U.S. Open, and I'm top 32. Instead of being, you'd be like 70.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, and forgot to mention, Daniil Medvedev, number 3 in the race to London. He passes Federer, who drops to 4. I think that's important
Playing
to
the
note.
best tennis right now out of everyone.
Yeah, he is.
I still think Nadal just will torture him if they play. Wherever they play.
Do you think Nadal is going to hold year-end number 1 over Djokovic?
I have no idea. I don't know if he's healthy, what the deal is. You don't know.
Yeah.
And you don't know what level. I mean, Djokovic, dude, I thought at the beginning of the year after Australia, he had a different level of, intensity. And I kept on saying, you know what, maybe it's just for the Grand Slams. Maybe it's just for the Grand Slams. He is vulnerable. Not not the impervious Djokovic that was when he was on his run or whatever, that I thought that he was back to.
Mm-hmm.
He is beatable in every single tournament now. You have to play a very high level of tennis to do so, but he is beatable. It's not like the guy is Superman and he's not going to lose, no matter what you throw at him. There are chinks in the armor. Now, I feel like. Maybe there were before and no one could do it, but still. I think the level is not as high. If that's fair.
So you're going with, just to recap this, you've got Zverev and Berrettini holding their positions in the race to London so far.
As of right now, yes.
As of now.
It depends what the draws are next week. 500 is important.
Yeah, and they're so difficult also.
Yeah. So I think the next couple of weeks we're just going to be covering that. We'll be less going into the depth about the draws, and we're going to more be talking about the race as things pick up, because I guess that's the more interesting portion of this part of the year, and how things shake out there, especially as we get nearer to November, right?
Exactly.
Paris is coming, man. That's the last tournament. You never know what happens there. Never know.
Never know.
All right, thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all the support, especially if you made this way through all Nicholas's bad transitions and so on.
You don't want to see what I was doing there.